Thanks for dropping in. So, I have next to me is a Super Pet circuit board. Not going to talk much about that because I already did. They are meant for an 8032 or a Super Pet, which is essentially an 8032 with a board in. Although, you know, originally, when they made these things, it was a 3-level arrangement. And I think basically from what I saw and looked at such things, it was the Super Pet board, and then there was somebody else's RAM expansion board because they needed that. And they hadn't got it together on the one board. But they soon did, so it was just a board on top of the board rather than 2 boards on top of the board. But that's not why I'm here at this moment. Why I'm here is, here we have an original pet. It is quite beautiful. It is quite happy to be beautiful. It is lovely. Anyway, I do have it up for sale on eBay. And I've got no offers yet, but that's okay, because, you know, I'm in no rush to sell. But, I know I've said a number of times, I really don't have time to tinker on this. But I may be rethinking that. Because way back when I got it, yeah, I knew it was lovely. And I just wanted it because it was lovely. And I think it worked. I think. But I haven't plugged it in a long time. So, over the next little bit, I am going to plug it in. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to assess it. And I'm going to see what I am. So stay tuned, because together we can explore and see what's going on with this early original Chiclet keyboard with the dataset built in, Commodore 2001 pet computer. Probably, but not necessarily. Probably it was in a school, but, you know, there were people, just regular people, who got these things, and I don't remember how long it was before they said, you know, that keyboard's not really great. We should really have a full-size keyboard on there. And I don't know how many of these were made, and I don't know how many have been scrapped. I don't know how many have survived. But this certainly has survived. As far as I know, it's all original. And over the next episodes, we'll see if it works, what's up, what I can do if it doesn't. I know one thing for sure. It has, from what I remember, not the green screen monitor, but the black and white. And I'm not sure even when they did away with those and switched over to green. Because I guess somebody said, you know, green's better for the eyes. It is. So, stay tuned. I will be exploring. Of course, it's so much nicer when tinkering on one of these if you have another machine to tinker with. So, I will do my best to see. I would like to turn it on and find out that it's just dandy. And it may be. I just don't know. I just don't know. Not yet, I don't know. But soon, we shall see. Anyway, if you've been watching my listing online and thinking the price is outrageous, well, I never expected that someone would just buy it. But offers are being considered. Actually, I did have one offer, and I did ponder it. But I could not accept it. I could not. Anyway, as with anything like this, if it ends up that you are halfway around the world and you are interested, remember, this is 120 volts. Bubble wrap is a beautiful thing. Double wall boxes are beautiful things. And so far, any time that I have shipped such a machine, or a pet, or, I mean, the latest thing I shipped, not overseas, but to the Northwest Territories, which is a long way, and I don't know all that. I'm sure it was on a truck, and who knows, maybe it was on a plane, maybe it was on a train. I don't know. But anyway, as far as I know, the 1702 that I shipped and very carefully packed and put in a box has arrived safely at its destination. So that is always nice to hear. Because, I mean, what's the point in shipping it if it's just going to be dead by the time it gets there? I mean, unless somebody is just looking for something to sit in a museum and it doesn't work, I guess it doesn't matter. But I take great time and effort. That's why, you know, eBay says, oh yeah, ship within 3 days or do whatever. Or, oh, this isn't. You know what? I take as much time as is needed to make sure that I am sure that whatever it is I'm shipping is going to get there and be just as good as when it left. Because I have, on occasion, ordered things online and got things that were, well, not so carefully packed. And nobody wants to go through the hassles of that and refunds and Anyway, so stay tuned. I'm going to embark upon this pet. I am. Soon. Very soon. And, by the way, as far as I know, a super pet board such as this would not be at all compatible with such a pet as the 2001 with the 8K and such. Super Pet 8032. They also made an 8096, which was basically an 8032 that just had an extra memory board in it. I have never heard of the extra memory board and the Super Pet board living in the same machine because, of course, the Super Pet also has extra RAM. I believe it is also 64K. Anyway, somebody may know better than that, better about that than I. But I do know that the Super Pet was quite an incredible achievement, and then I wish I had got. See, I really who knew what was going to be great, but TPUG, the Toronto Pet Users Group, also added another language to the Super Pet called OS 9. And I don't know all that was involved in that. I remember being around it when it was happening, and there was much excitement. And I don't know how many were made. I don't know how many remained. I don't know how many exist. But certainly it would be an oddity. I also know that down at the University of Waterloo, somewhere encased in a glass cabinet, is a Super Pet. Probably with an 8050 disk drive. Maybe an 8250. I don't know if there's a printer. But, you know, this is a proud thing for them that they did, and they were part of. And remember, this was cutting edge. This was incredible. It's funny, you know, someone just wrote to me, and they were telling me that really the Commodore 128 was the first machine with multi-screens. And I hadn't thought of that. Where you could have two monitors hooked up and have two different kind of things on the go, one in 40 column, one in 80 column, and switch back and forth. Which I thought, oh yeah. And I think I remember seeing that at one point. I'm not saying you could run two programs, but there was some or another things that this was quite beneficial for. Mind you, 80 columns was, you know, better for word processing and looking at and formatting things. It was. Anyway, I digress, as I usually do. So, stay tuned. I'm going to explore the pet. And if you have any questions about the Super Pet board, which is up for auction on my site on eBay called Commodore Treasures, don't hesitate to write. And once again, as I said in an earlier video, when I say, I've sort of given away bits and pieces and things, basically that means the power cable, the legs, the cable that goes from the board up to the other board, and the switches are the things that are needed and the things that I don't have. And if I had all those things, then I would retest this again. But I have no doubt that it's as good as it was, which was just dandy. So, thank you for coming. My nose pesters me today, so I think I'm going to sneeze. But I won't do that here. At least I'll try not to. Alright. I must get on with the tinkering and the experiments. And maybe we'll do a walkthrough into the pool room. Maybe. Possibly. Bye for now.